Hey guys, this wasn't meant to happen. Don't be like me when it comes to making purchases, all right? If you guys want to see me set these guys up and whatnot, make sure to stay tuned. Again, don't be like me. Because I'm broke. This is the essentials to start off with your newt setup. Of course, we have the newts, some aquatic plants, some logs, and stuff for them to climb on, substrate, and then of course we got the filter and the top, then the tank itself. All right, so we're gonna start off with the substrate first. I'm just gonna cut this open and start putting it at the bottom of the tank. Gonna give it a nice even spread around the tank. Never worked with this type of substrate before. Healthy for the aquatic plants that I'm gonna be putting in here. All right, now that we got our substrate in, I'm gonna start adding in the hardscape, which is sticks and logs, stuff of this nature. Just put them somewhere you think looks nice. Okay. All right, now you want to add your water, because these are newts, aquatic newts. Obviously, they're gonna need a whole bunch of agua. So let's go ahead and put that in there. So I may have severely underestimated the amount of water needed. So ran and got some more. Don't be like me. Make sure you got enough water. All right, now after you get your water in there, you just want to make sure you got on filter, of course, to filter the water. I'm gonna let it clear up a bit. All right, since I just added it in, got some more plants. I'll go ahead and plop those bad boys in there. I'm also gonna add in this branch right here.
3 hours later.
So as you can see here, the newts are being added to the tank. But there's a couple things I did wrong here. For one, I should have waited until the water settled before adding the newts in. As you can see, it's still pretty murky. Ideally, you want to have the tank set up for a couple days, giving it time to cycle and the substrate to settle. But I kind of bought these guys off of impulse, so I had to slap something together real quick. I recommend that you never buy animals impulsively, and that'll cost me, as you'll see later on in the video. So this is the next day after the water settled, and I gotta say, the tank is looking pretty good. Only there's one small problem. I bought 2 newts and I only see 1. It appears the male I bought with this female decided to dip on us. The night I added the newts in, I noticed the male going up for air way too often. This is a sign of poor oxygenated water, most likely due to the tank not being settled yet. I also had the water level way too high, and the internal filter right there by the surface. So he pretty much deemed my environment inhabitable and got the hell out of there. So using the filter, he managed to climb out of the small hole that you use to run your intake tube through. Alright guys, so this is what the new tank is looking like a couple days later after initial setup. As you can see, I made a few changes, but it's finally at a spot where I'm comfortable with as far as the setup. So it's just a matter of waiting and letting everything grow in. As you can see, we got some shrimp in there. We got a couple different types of snails. I even added some nearite snails to kind of hop on that early algae growth. So unfortunately, one of the newts did escape. The male did end up getting out, and that is the reason why I switched out the internal filter for a sponge filter. See, because I believe he used that as leverage to climb out. I kind of underestimated their climbing abilities. So, let this be a lesson. Let me learn from me, you know what I mean? So you guys don't make the same mistake I did. But yeah, I also lowered the water level too, so to also prevent any more chances of them climbing out, I lowered the water level significantly. I looked everywhere for them, couldn't find them. Super salty, but we're just gonna have to order a male, that's all. But yeah, as the tank matures, I'm gonna add more to it, more plants, more animals over time. So definitely stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for when I get a male. This newt, the female, she's doing perfectly fine. She seems to be loving it. She's already eating and stuff. So yeah, super excited to see the progress of this tank. Every time I show it to you guys, hopefully it'll be looking a little different. I can only imagine what it's gonna look like in a couple months, but definitely like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. You guys don't want to miss the progress of this tank because it is going to be epic, to say the least. Thanks for watching. Deuces.